Good evening everyone, welcome back to Tom Plays Europa Universalis 4 for absolute beginners. We are back with Great Britain and we're still on 0 manpower. Portugal wants an alliance, we do not want an alliance with Portugal. Yeah, I think those are all trade ships, so that's fine. Should probably move this fleet across to Corfu and work out when the next uprising is going to be, or where it's going to be. Right, Flemish separatists, so yeah, we actually need to, and Norwegian, we really need to move these guys away from Corfu. Hopefully they have a castle by now, it looks like it. Yeah, so uprisings in Corfu won't be as pressing anyway. General. It's just this army moving across for Cameroon. Okay. I feel like we more or less have everything in place now. We just need to recover our manpower. Do some exploration. One thing I am kind of thinking, to let things calm down in Europe, although to be honest our lack of manpower might do that, is whether, oh, they have become the Inca. Yeah, I thought Cusco tended to, is whether it'd be worth making a bunch of claims on Cusco and attacking them. But we need a really big army. I'm just thinking before they catch us up too much on technology, because we could make a fourth colonial nation just out of the Inca. And Europe probably wouldn't care. Alright, we'll have an uprising in Oxford. Okay, I think I will not worry about that. Given our lack of manpower, not worth upsetting the nobles. Okay, and Corfu is no longer convertible. So you see the amount of time required is now infinite. It's good they gave us an alert for that. Right, let's just clear some of these areas. And actually, while that's going, let's get our main army back to Europe. So I'm not expecting an uprising in Corfu anytime soon. If we have that army with some ships. So yeah, I think for the Inca we would want to bring one of our armies over once our manpower's recovered, and also hire the largest mercenary army we can. Okay, so that's good. Our failure to complete the Burger's impossible agenda, the effects of that have now run out. Okay. New military technology, always good. Don't really mind which one we go for. Okay, brilliant. Bit of exploration done. Almost ready over there. have we improved relations over here? I don't think we have. So let's do that. I mean, we improve a bit because we're subsidising them. But, yeah, it costs nothing to improve relations, and we want the best relations we can possibly have with all of our colonial nations. The Inca are attacking Portugal again. So that's another reason to attack the Inca potentially, because they may just decide to attack us. They are losing money. I was kind of expecting that though, as long as it's not too fast. Plus, a lot of our money is going to be coming from trade now, so that does tend to change back and forth. Ooh, prestige, probably most important. Just kind of exploring and waiting for uprisings now. Letting everything calm down. That's the conquistador, okay. See, I think that has been colonised by Castile. Is where the concern comes in with exploring east. Okay. What else? Oh yeah, we need to make some claims. So we've got Aragon. Oh, hold that thought. This is why we move this army. So we've got a conquistador. We tend to only need one, so we get a general this time. Probably not going to get there in time, but I'll send them off anyway because I want to make some claims before we get discovered. It's claims on Aragon. We've got 2 on the islands. Let's see if we can cut them off from Castile so Castile don't get in on the action. Might be able to make another claim on Castile, possibly. Oh, that's Castile themselves, isn't it? Okay, maybe not then. They're not so much of the colonial nations. I think the only real one was Castilian Canada, and they're nowhere near us now because we took all of it. Okay, what can we get that's not too expensive? I guess morale of armies is our best bet. Should help us a bit in battle at least. So what about Portugal? Have we already made a claim on Louisiana? We have not. Oh no, we have. Okay. Can we make a claim? Oh, we can. Brilliant. It's not ideal because it might end up becoming part of... Oh, actually, no, it won't, will it? I was just thinking we might have some disputes between the 2 colonial nations as to who should own it. But at the moment, there aren't any colonial nations. So it doesn't actually matter. That said, more claims down here wouldn't be a bad thing either. But that's fine. Oh, we did get there in time. Brilliant. Okay. Right, in that case, let's head back to Europe. Because no doubt there will be a Flemish uprising any second. You have recovered already. See, I think that's a Portuguese colony there as well, so clearly both Castile and Portugal are heading eastwards. I need to remember that they had a massive head start on us. Not only were they closer to the New World geographically and probably more focused on it, but we also had to deal with France, which held us up immensely. And that cost us a lot. It was worth it, but it does mean that Castile and Portugal had a huge head start, so we basically spending most of the rest of the game trying to catch up. Okay, there is another island here still available. It's Terra Incognita, so we would need a conquistador, but when we finish Cameroon it might be an option. And there are a bunch of these truces. So apparently the Ottomans are actually our rival, which is another reason to make claims on them. Okay, I wonder... I was going to say, I wonder if we discovered India, but there's no sign of it. Just so we've apparently fulfilled the mission. I don't want to get distracted while these ships are still being damaged there. Okay, I lost an explorer, not this one, thankfully. It's making sure it's actually going to port. Okay, what have we achieved? No, we haven't. Okay, not India. Oh, manufactories, of course. We built a bunch of manufactories. Oh, that's good. And also Imperial Conquest. Brilliant. So that's given us a ton of prestige. And possibly more importantly, it should make us a lot richer, because we've got all those manufactories now. I mean, okay, we don't look immensely rich, but remember, we're massively subsidising two colonial nations right now. So the fact that we're making money at all is kind of impressive. Of course, we still only have +1 advisors, which is something we do want to rectify reasonably soon. Okay, Austria. They want to fight the Ottomans. This is really bad timing, but let's accept it anyway. And that means we've instantly failed our estates with the nobles, which has upset them. Because we were supposed to be building up manpower. Maybe I should have turned that down. Never mind, might give us a chance to get some more land from the Ottomans, even though we haven't had time to make claims on them yet. At least it should keep Austria on board. And on the plus side, we don't really need to do anything, even if we don't gain anything from it. So the main problem is we've just upset our nobles. And they've survived. They'll get over it. Oh, this is important. I usually get this the other way around, where we're concentrated too much on land. Fleet is our wooden wall. We must stop this deterioration. We must really stop this deterioration. I mean, really, the army is more important than the navy. Even for Great Britain. Right, where's this uprising? Okay. It's nothing too terrible, thankfully. unfortunately it looks like Austria's coming strong around Corfu. So I think we may really not need to do anything, and we probably won't have any land attributed to us because Austria's going to take it, but at least we won't need to worry about losing Corfu. So France may well help them. Brittany may well help them, maybe even some of our colonial nations will join in. But it shouldn't cost us anything in terms of manpower. And it will hopefully keep Austria happy. Okay, brilliant. Let's just... Oh yeah, push that one a bit too far. At the end of the day, if we lose some ships, we can hopefully replace them with more modern ones which will be able to survive better. So, not the end of the world. But we didn't. Okay, brilliant. Summon a diet. Okay, so once again we could do with making the nobles happy. They want us to make friends with Frankfurt. Okay. That sounds doable. Let's give that a try. Claim on Aragon. Definitely need a third army. Portugal. Alright. Almost there though. Maybe we should even stop spying on Portugal now. I was thinking I want to spy on the Inca and also the Ottomans at some point. Okay, let's spin on a bit. Oh, there's France, so we are helping. Actually, we do have some islands. Doubt they're in reach though. Not to worry. Okay, so it's good news. Don't need to make any changes there. Let's just move along, claim a bit more of Florida. Can't see any signs of Castile or Portugal going up the west coast, so probably fine. However, that'll be grief. Tariffs on fur. Right, Newfoundland. We have not taxed them yet. You can kind of tell on the subject screen because, let's see. Oh, it's this. So you see we've got 25% tariff efficiency on English West Indies and 16% on the other two. So that's kind of our sign that we've already taxed them once. I only want to do it once per colony. So we've still got British Columbia. Well, that should give us a bit more money. Fulfilled another mission. Is this going to be India this time? Yeah, it is. Right, so this is really important as Great Britain. Yeah, we've just discovered a whole area. Oh, good grief. Yeah, I can afford the prestige right now. Okay, do not click this, basically. Once you click this, you get... It's kind of a once-in-a-lifetime claim on some areas of India. Government reform project. I'm going to pause this. And I think you've got like... I mean, it's a decent amount of time, might be 50 years or something, but it's better to wait on to click this until you're actually prepared to invade. So I think it's probably going to be areas around here that we get a claim on, but normally we wouldn't be able to claim them at all. So you do not want to waste the opportunity, and this is not going to be an easy fight either. You know, these are... I mean, okay, they are behind us technologically, but yeah, it's going to be tricky. So it's probably going to be Bengal we're fighting. So actually what we're going to want to do is start making friends with their rivals. So Arakan, Khmer and Jumper. I suppose this is our best option. So let's actually send a diplomat over. And I'm going to completely mess up the pronunciations, I'm afraid. It wouldn't hurt to lay some groundwork, and I'm actually going to start building a spy network in the Ottomans as well. Because we're just going to get constantly pulled into wars with them, I think, because Austria and the Commonwealth are our allies. So we're going to have to ignore this alert now. We really want to start making claims. Okay, right. Going to do 2 simultaneous explorations at once. Have a feeling we're not going to be doing any wars this time. Although actually... Actually, there isn't that much exploring left to do now. Probably getting close to the limit of what we can safely explore to. Okay. Just head back. Portugal just grabbed that piece of land. Yeah. See, this was bound to happen. It would actually be really useful to have some land close to India as well, because then we can keep our own armies nearby, so they won't be damaged quite as much from the journey when they land, because of course we're going to have to land from the sea. We don't have any land in India, so a reasonably tricky proposition all round. That's fine. Okay, let's just spin on a bit. Natives of Frederick. Interesting name. Okay, things have got a bit friendlier with Cameroon. Alright. Well, that was already dealt with then. Well, we still got Leonese separatists. Fair enough, we have an army down there. Oh, brilliant. Okay. Right, let's try and work this out. I'm just thinking we might be better off, if we can, colonising a western island. So if we send you up to collect the army, I'm assuming the island has natives. Okay, who's this? Zealand. Nope, I'm going to lower taxes. That isn't actually part of a Dutch revolt, so have a look at it. Yeah, there are some, so we still need to send an army anyway. And Cameroon. Right, can we reach any of these? We can. Brilliant. In that case, I'm going to pick that army up as well. Try to give us a decent staging ground for an attack on India. Wouldn't hurt to do it earlier rather than later, I suppose. Can we get... Oof, sorry. Moving in and out. Like I'm drunk there. Let's move there. I'm just thinking if we've got Leonese separatists coming. Might be better to be a bit closer. That's fine. In fact, can we pull out of this war? That's the cause in Corfu. I don't really care. No, we can't get that. Can we get Yanya? No, we can't because we don't have it. Right, okay. In that case, I'll go with the suggested demands. And might need a diplomat. That's fine, we're about to get one. I suppose at least we get a renunciation of their cause in Corfu. Which is something. They might be a bit less likely to attack. Oh yeah, of course. Obviously Austria isn't going to like it much. Let's stop spying on Aragon now. That's probably enough. And we finally got some manpower back. Okay. It's like it actually takes quite a while to spy on the Inca. I suppose because it's a very different culture to ours, so spying is quite difficult. But yeah, pulling out should also mean that our war exhaustion goes down, plus we've got a bit of money, which is good. Might be able to start building that third army I've been wanting for the last 2 sessions. Okay, well, we know you can get down to Easter Island because you just came from there. So let's do that. Means we're having to neglect the Americas a little while we secure islands overseas, but it can't be helped. So again, move you to the closest island we actually have. Okay. Right, so how are we doing in terms of force limit? Right, we don't have room for a particularly big army. And our navy is actually at its force limit. Fair enough. Might nonetheless start on the African army. There. 6 people. It's a start. If nothing else, it means if we go to war with Castile and Portugal, we can actually take their lands down there, which should give us a little more war score, if nothing else. And I guess now okay, that's possibly bad news. Let's see, might not be. So it sounds like Portugal have formed a colonial nation in the Peru area. Does that mean they conquered the Inca? Well, it might mean they at least made some progress. On the other hand, it does mean that we could actually make claims on Portugal as well now. Further claims, I should say. So it might be worth starting up their spy network again. And thinking about it, let's start with the claims on the Inca. If we just get... Could we get 4 claims on them? 1, 2, 3, maybe that one? Could do. That would be worth it because that would get us a colonial nation. We'd have to leave an army there for quite a while to help with uprisings. But at least there would be a separate nation there. Right, and to start with the claims on the Ottomans. So next time we're pulled into a war with them, we can start building a little outpost down here. Right, brilliant. What else? We colonise here, we did. There we go, so we need to send an army over. So this bit's all about India. There'll be a limit to the supply limit on these islands, so we might need to split armies up. But the idea is we can bring our armies over to these islands, give them time to recover, and then it's only a relatively short hop to actually invade. Yeah, I don't know how easily we're going to actually be able to make friends out here. Petition for redress. That's going to upset the peasants, but we can't afford to upset the nobility. So, just going to have to put up with a small peasant uprising. At least it's Montgomery, where there's a castle. Oh, brilliant. Okay. So, another idea group. We just check our technologies, see which ones are the furthest forward. So we don't want to go administrative, but we could do diplomatic or military. Being Great Britain, I'm kind of thinking military. Is it too late to do defensive ideas? So defensive ideas, one of the big pluses is morale of armies, which is definitely more useful at the start of the game. Usually the ones you want to do, or at least that I want to do, are offensive, defensive, quality, and maybe quantity. Simply because we're having to spread armies all over the place. And it does kind of make me wonder. That would only leave us one diplomatic and one We're actually losing. I mean, there are a lot of benefits to defensive in some ways, but I'm just wondering whether we might prefer to have both diplomatic and influence. Probably going to want humanist on the administrative side. It's great for avoiding uprisings. Definitely wants either influence or diplomatic. I'd probably like to have both. I might possibly risk not having defensive. So let's go with quality. Quality ideas for military. So these will basically just make our military more effective. Often I tend to go for defensive, offensive and quality. Quite frequently don't bother with quantity, which I think some people are very keen on. More tempted than usual here. Simply because we've had so many problems with manpower and stuff, but I think also we're probably going to be relying on mercenaries a lot, so possibly we should even be considering, I think there's a mercenary ideas now. But yeah, I suppose at the end of the day we've got a pretty powerful military anyway. If only because of the wealth we're going to have, so I wonder if the diplomatic and influence might be better. Problem with having to ignore India. Oh no, you can tell. You can tell from the alert whether there are any others. Fair enough. Not so bad then. In fact, let's grow this army further. Part of me even wonders if we should be annexing Brittany. Checking up our actual national ideas. Okay. What was I thinking? Force limit. Force limit, yeah. Well, let's at least get a couple of cavalry. And we can't, because... Actually, I'm not sure why we can't. Oh, not enough manpower, obviously. Common ground with Portugal. Okay, well I suppose that's potentially useful. Just thinking grow the African army as much as we can, at least. Ooh. Yeah, I think they might need some help. To be fair, Britain is a pretty decent sized nation. I don't think I'm that keen to annex it. Yep, don't mind giving them some land back. Don't think it's going to endanger us particularly. Might actually send you back by land. I'm thinking, even though it's going to make for a relatively boring episode, I might actually stop there. Just accept the fact that not a lot is going to happen. At least we finally got some manpower back, because it means we can start thinking about an actual war. A lot of it's going to be about claims. It's taking so long to claim things on the Inca, we might end up attacking Castile or Aragon or someone beforehand. But probably look into that next time. On the plus side, with these new colonies, we're in a position to explore much further west and east than we were. And more importantly here, we're in more of a position to take a good look at India, which would be good. Kind of a shame. Hang on, they've got another enemy, haven't they? Siam. Yeah, we could try making friends with them. It'd be absolutely fantastic if we could get someone to join in our invasion on Bengal, which I think is going to be who we're taking on. So you see, even though the military level is behind ours, their army's pretty big, and the allies are pretty big. Well, Delhi's not as big as they usually are, but yeah, it's not going to be an invasion to take lightly. I see Russia's happily moved in on Scandinavia. That's going to be interesting. Haven't moved far east though. And I'm getting very glad I pulled out of that war because it's still going on. So yeah. So, sorry that wasn't the most interesting of sessions. There's another reason to cut it short, but sometimes that happens. You just have to focus on recovering. And we clearly had a lot of manpower we needed to build back. A lot of uprisings we needed to put down. We're thankfully back in the position where we're relatively stable again. We really need to boost our stability. I was saying that last time, but I should try and keep it at least 1 at all times. But never mind, but at least the colonising is doing fairly well. Now, we probably have enough in Florida now that we could finish that nation off. Also, I haven't actually checked on these, but it does look like we're spreading, which is brilliant. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, plus 1 over there, that's 8. So we're getting closer to getting a free merchant. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah. So hopefully we'll actually have some merchants. We'll get much more money. And at some point, I'm kind of hoping we'll get a better naval force limit. If not, I might just have to break it, because we could do with more trade ships, if nothing else. But we'll see anyway. We've started the 3rd army down in Africa, which might even just be using that to fight Castile, but it depends. I'm going to check all the armies nearby next session and possibly look at Aragon or Castile again. I'd like to get a bit more established over here with Corfu, even if it's going to be a little tricky. This is why it's really important to have ships that can carry our entire armies. Very useful for moving around quickly, and we're just going to be a maritime empire. But I will leave it there for now. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.